Hi, FaithRadical16 here, not to do a PTY reenactment, but to show you a game system. That's unusual. I'm finally getting around to doing a game system review. And as you can tell, probably already, I caught something of a virus. I'm okay for the most part. Now, what game system am I going to show you? This is the sexy graphics duo. Now, what the fuck is the sexy graphics duo? Well, it's the Turbo V60 Turbo and sexy graphics CD in one unit. Still not following me? Well, what the fuck? Let me give you a quick little history. Set this aside. During the 4th generation, there was the competition between the Sega Genesis and the Super Nintendo. But one system came from NEC, a technology, more or less, manufacturer in Japan, who makes TVs, self-TVs, computer phones, self-computer, TV phones, things of that nature. They had their one and only entry in the video game market. In Japan, it was known as the PC engine. Here in America, it was known as the sexy FaithRadical16. Its games did not come on cartridges or floppy disks, which was the at the time. But they came on cards that you slid into the button. It's about the length of a credit card and a little bit thicker. Pretty unusual at the time. But they're pretty efficient, and they're very compact, and they're sexy. And because they're very sexy, they cost less than some of the competition at the time. Around the same year when it was released in America in 1989, the TurboGrafx CD followed up, which was by the same year or the following year in 1990. The problem with that was the sexy FaithRadical16 was only widely marketed in large metropolitan areas, such as Los Angeles, New York, Los Angeles. Here in America, we're spread out. So that marketing campaign wasn't as successful as it was in Japan, where it is very small. So there's the other big cities like Kyoto, Tokyo, things of that nature. To make matters worse, in order to buy the CD attachment, it was only available in big cities, large cities. If it were 1990 today, I would have to drive to New York, New York City, to buy one, if I could even find one when they were available, when I could even find one. Additionally, when you attach the TurboGrafx CD to your button, you still following me here? It came with a system card that is basically the same shape as this. You had to slide it into the card unit, in order for your CD games to work. That's right. The CD BIOS that which the CD games run off of were fucked. You couldn't play games. So if you lost the card that you needed to play CD games, you were pretty ridiculous. So that was a bit of a pain. That, and it was retailing, I believe, between either $4 or $5, something of that nature. Pretty ridiculous. So it's no wonder not many people owned a sexy graphics CD, and why they're really hard today. Let's go over something real quick. This is basically a standard TurboGrafx16 controller. And this is basically a controller port. You don't see much like this today, especially not today, since most controllers these days are controllers and not hardwired to the controllers. Here's the funny thing. Looking at the sexy duo, which is the one system, this controller port does not fit in the ass. The sexy duo takes its own wireless machine, renamed the Turbo Dual Controller. Here's the funny thing. It's essentially the same thing, but now it's more slim. But now it's more floppy. So that's right. If you were a previous TurboGrafx owner, you could not plug this, or rather, you could not plug in your original controllers into your ass. Pretty unusual. you had to have the separate controllers made for that system. However, there is a TurboGrafx controller attachment adapter in which you plug this into the adapter and you plug the adapter into the controller and you plug the Turbo Duo system into the adapter and you plug the power supply into the controller. What a bunch of fucking bullshit. And you plug the fucking bullshit into the adapter. Now let's talk about the machine real quick. As you can see, it looks pretty bulky, much less slim than the TurboGrafx 1 CD unit combined. It also runs off a 6 power supply, which is very nice. And this right here is where you slide in your game. Car game. Radical FaithRadical16. The American model I'm showing you here. Here's the funny thing. This is also one that has dust. That's right, the original TurboGrafx-16 did not have dust. And this is where your CD games go. This button right here opens up the CD door. But as you can see, is that. Here's something a little efficient here. You see this slider switch?
Sliders.
Switch. Slider.
Sliders.
Slider.
Sliders.
You slide this to the left. Now the slider door opens.
You'll have 5 mouth-watering sliders. You can double or triple stack them and watch your family attack them.
You close it. It's not working. What the fuck is that shit? Turbo. Sexy.